You're watching Fine and Dandy. Cheers.
Hi, my name's Cameron, and you need to check out the Fine and Dandy podcast.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy.
Watch the Fine and Dandy podcast. Good shit.
Hey, what's up? We're Soe, and you're watching Fine and Dandy.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Blacasso, and you're tuning in with Fine and Dandy.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy!
Bueno, sí. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hell yeah, coming off the 100th episode, coming off a couple guests. We got another.
I actually wrote this intro.
Yeah, we got another guest in here today. It's our good friend Callan. He's an EMT. He used to work with us. Working.
What the fuck is wrong with you today?
Like I had it all playing out in my head, and it came to a halt.
All right.
But no, we're glad to have him on. Big shout out to Doofles once again.
He said I just gotta run through this real quick
Hey, dude,
so we
it's the
can get
intro.
back to the conversation.
Yeah, it's the intro. It's the intro. You know, you gotta have the intro for the people. That's
Fine and Dandy.
yeah. And then also we got our new. Is it a plate? Is it a thing? I don't know.
You decide.
But it says Fine and Dandy Podcast Studio established 2019. Pretty sick. Josh's mom got it for us. Yeah, it's a new piece.
This
now we got
is-
Doofles. We got the thingy, and then
The thingy. This has been the podcast studio for Fine and Dandy, but now it is officially the podcast studio for Fine and Dandy.
yeah, it's official now. We have a fucking wall piece that
Yeah,
says
do
it.
Do you have a wall piece that
Wall-
says it?
That says Fine and Dandy Studio.
We have a wall piece that says it.
So now we're official. We been official, but now that's what.
All right. Callan, welcome on. Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. We are getting ready to celebrate and fucking drink and do some fireworks tomorrow with family or whatever. I don't know what you guys got planned. But
Nice.
welcome in. I'm glad to have you on. Thank you for making time out of your busy schedule. I
Yeah,
just
no
found
problem.
out that this man works 24-hour shifts, and I am very surprised that he is here right now.
No, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I actually worked yesterday, but it was a pretty easy shift. We have different dispatchers,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on the dispatcher, kind of changes your call volume because they could be a little proactive and find calls for us to do,
Right.
find shit for us to go do out, or they could just kind of wait for the calls to come into us.
Right.
And
Does it have to do with like kind of like their personality, like whether they're by the book or not, or is it kind of just like
Yes,
your
yeah.
relationships with them, like whether they look
Yes.
out for you type?
Yeah,
All of the
both.
above.
Yes, bro,
Yes.
yes. Yeah,
Yes.
dispatchers 100% play favorites, and
They're like, nah, I got a rook.
yeah,
Let's
and
send
like
to
the
this
the
one."
oldies who have been doing it for like 60 years just to
Right.
get retired. Yeah, they don't give a shit. They'll run the fuck out of you. They'll send you every fucking call they can
Like
get.
back in my day, I had to do 30 calls
Yeah,
a day.
literally.
You can do 40.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Put me out there. I'll still do like real
Yeah,
shit.
I hate those managers who are like, I could run circles. They're like, do it, bitch.
Yeah.
I want to see. I need to
Yeah.
see it.
That's funny though. 24-hour shift sounds brutal though.
It's not too bad. You kind of just hang out. I mean, we have like showers and like a day room, which is like a living room kind of set up with like a
Mhm.
TV, and there's bunk beds, so we just go in and sleep when we can.
That's
Is it
sick.
fire stations? Is that where it's at? Like,
Yeah.
so y'all stay in the fire station?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out. Like,
I was imagining a fire station when you were saying
Me
that, but I
too.
was like, wait, no, he's an EMT.
Yeah.
That's not, but okay.
So there's a bit of a discrepancy there in EMS, right? So there's fire EMS, which those are the guys that you call 911 and they show up every single time.
Oh,
It's going to be like Webster, Acadian,
okay.
like
Yeah,
Friendswood, whatever. Most firefighter departments
Excuse me.
require them to be EMTs so they can respond like to medical calls and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Now, there's the other side of EMS is like private ambulance EMS, and these are the people who like go to the hospital and take grandma home because she fell and needs somebody to get her back in bed. Same way that she got picked up and carried out, she
Mhm.
needs somebody to pick her up and carry her in,
Right.
right? And the family can't do that, so the hospital arranges us to do that.
Right.
So we're a private ambulance service, so we mostly deal with like inter-facility transfers, so like going from hospital to hospital if you're bedbound or you're like critical,
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
And then we also take them home.
But you do work out of the firehouse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're out of a firehouse too, but that's kind of just a different circumstance, I think, where they
Is it what like a city firehouse or is it like
Yeah, it's,
also a private?
It's actually the one of the closest ones to y'all, Southeast Fire,
Oh shit.
volunteer
Okay.
fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah. Now
Not
you
too
guys
far
know
from
where
here.
we live.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
Shit.
you're
Well,
good.
this is convenient. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's fine. I'm
It's a
just
general
saying.
direction, right?
Southeast
It's not
Fire.
too
I know
specific.
exactly where they live now.
My bad.
No, that's pretty chill though. I mean, I guess because you get to like, do you get to nap? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the whole thing.
Yesterday, I got pretty lucky, and I went in at 6 a.m. and I got to sleep until like 11, so I got like an extra 5 hours of sleep. And then, but after that, I didn't go to sleep until 4:30 a.m.
So what do you do most of the time? Like, what is the general consensus of what people are doing there? Like, are you reading books or are y'all doing workouts while you're there? Like, what are
Oh, bro, no, we're just fucking on our phones or sleeping
Fucking
or
off.
watching TV. Yeah, we're just waiting for a call to come in.
just chilling, like big chilling until a call comes in?
Yeah.
But you always got to be like prepared.
Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're like
standby,
on call
basically, yeah.
24/7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of brutal though.
Yeah,
Some of
it
those-
can be gnarly sometimes. You just get like call after call back to back, and you're just like constantly in the ambulance for like 14 hours.
Right. Fuck, dude. Yeah, 'cause I mean, how does the adjustment for like a sleeping schedule work?
It was hard at first. I definitely learned my limitations of what I need for sleep. And I
Mm,
learned, and I'm good now where I can go a lot longer without sleep.
okay. So
Damn.
But
you've
like
kinda,
the first couple of days, dude, I was seeing shadow people at night. Like,
Oh, shit,
like
dude.
it was crazy.
It's fucking gnarly, dude. Just like
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that just like pushing the boundaries of what a human can do. You're like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know I could do this.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, nah, that's cool. I got 3 hours of sleep, but we're saving lives out here.
Mhm.
It's fine.
Yeah.
that is tough 'cause like it's like the not enough sleep and too much sleep. You're still tired.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
shit. But I don't know. It's like, how do you operate a 24-hour shift off of fucking 5 or 6 hours of sleep? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you just kind of appreciate the downtime you have, try to keep your mind fresh, I guess.
Yeah.
Just watch videos on YouTube.
Just
Fucking
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah, just mindless scrolling gets me through the shift.
Does it suck being away from like home that long though? For like a whole I mean, I guess there's people who do longer days, 6 months and shit, but just being like a
Yeah.
24-hour shift.
That's not a
It
I
sucks.
know.
It's really because I get 5 days off a week. Is why I do that. Yeah. So I only work 2 days a week.
It's
and then I'm
48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't ever do them back to back.
Mm.
I don't ever want to do a 48-hour shift. But people do that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a crazy way to put it. It's like I only work 2 days realistically.
Yeah.
It's a full
it's
day.
a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still more than a 40-hour work week.
It's like whenever you're traveling across the world, it's like the flight's 23 hours. Like, what?
Just go the other way.
I will have a day there and a day back. That's 2 days of my life on a plane.
Mhm.
Like, fuck.
That is
Yeah.
kind of a crazy way to think about it. Like that changes my whole perspective of like the amount of time, free time that I have,
Mhm.
because you're working more hours than I am in a week, but you have 5 days off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm like, fuck, I don't have time for shit. I'm working 8 less hours, but I'm working like 4 more days. Like,
Yeah.
this
That's
fucking
crazy.
bullshit. And you're like,
Awesome.
I'll
It's
knock
It's just
my.
about maximizing your time, enjoying the days off.
Yeah, I wish I could work like a. Nah, we don't. If I was serving for 48 hours straight,
Dude, it would be terrible. That would
Yeah.
be awful.
that would be awful. What's like a busy day for you though? What's a busy day at the office with the boys?
The most calls I've ran in one shift is like 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
and each call usually takes like 2 hours to do.
Oh,
Because there's like usually we're dispatched to a hospital, and then we're taking them to another hospital because they need either like different surgery that like that hospital can't provide or something, and they need like a critical care transfer. So we'll like bring their fucking meds and their IVs and their vents and whatever.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Got you.
And so we'll show up to the hospital, pick them up, take them to the hospital they need to go to, and then take them up to the room and get them like transferred over smoothly and everything.
And the call's not complete till they're like comfortable, like
Yeah,
in the new
until they're
spot,
good.
right?
Yeah.
What's a tough call? What's one of those calls where you're like, oh shit?
Fourth and third. No, I'm kidding.
Has there ever been a call that's just so stressful? Like when you get back, it just like it weighs on you. Always on
Dude.
your soul. You think about it when you get home and you're brushing your teeth and you're getting into bed.
I've had a couple calls like that, man. We went to the ER to pick up this chick who she actually brought her husband in to I don't even remember what his problem was. He was having like fucking acid reflux or something stupid. And so she was in the waiting room while he was getting checked out, and she had a fucking shit, what's it called?
Heart attack?
She
You're
had
touching
a
your
and
chest.
she had an aortic aneurysm,
Oh shit!
which is like super
Like
super
fatal,
deadly.
yeah.
Like if you're not seen within 2 minutes, you're gonna bleed out and die.
Oh,
And she was luckily she was in the ER at this place. And
like what? Like
Yeah,
what
just-
better place to
yeah,
have
crazy.
an aneurysm in your heart?
and so they take her, they start treating her, but she's like screaming in pain.
Oh,
And it's
fuck.
like, holy shit. And there's like blood everywhere because they're like transfusing it, trying to keep her like shit up.
right.
And we have to take her to a different hospital up the road that can treat her condition because that one can't.
Oh,
So she was
shit.
in this ER at this hospital that can't even like fix her. They're just keeping her alive. So they send us to take her to the hospital that she actually needs to go to, which is like, it was like 18, 20 minutes up the road.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah, it was pretty far.
How convenient for them. They're like, here you go. This is your problem now. Like, what the fuck? Like, you got to make
Yeah.
it 20 minutes down the road.
So she was like stable enough,
Okay.
but she was like screaming in pain. It was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And so we get her loaded into the ambulance. You know, we still have the blood transfusion going and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking drive lights and sirens down to the next hospital and get there as fast as we can. And we got her transferred over and everything okay.
That's fine. That's crazy though. Like that she was there for her husband and ended up having to be like basically rushed out of this ER to a different hospital
To
to
a
get
higher
something
level one, yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine getting checked up because you're like, oh, I have acid reflux. And then you come out and you're like,
Your wife is
Yeah, oh my
in
God.
a different hospital already
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah.
oh, basically, yeah. They come in, your wife's gone. What?
Yeah, that was so
Does
lucky.
she Uber or like what's going on?
No, she's in critical condition. That's brutal. You know, I was in
What did you guys do to my wife? I was in there for 20 minutes type
Right,
shit. Like,
basically.
fuck.
that was like the first call where it actually kind of felt like an emergency.
Right.
Like I haven't really.
You deal
had-
with a lot of bullshit calls, like where
Yeah.
you should not even be there.
Yep.
That's like majority of them, you think?
Majority is bullshit. Yeah, it's kind of far and few between. You get to actually do something cool, but
You ever done like? Have you ever been like at the scene of like a wreck or anything like that?
yeah. During my clinicals, yeah,
You
I
had to
w-
see some of that
I
stuff.
went to Rex. Yeah, I only went to one or two, and both times they weren't bad enough that anybody wanted to go to the hospital because you
Mm.
always have the right to refuse medical care, even if you are having a heart attack.
Right.
But you can tell me that you know who you are and everything, and you check out mentally. You can refuse going to the hospital.
As long as you can like show mental like
Yeah.
sensibility.
Yeah. So anytime we go to a car accident, if like they feel fine, they usually don't want to go to the hospital
Right.
until a couple days later when like all the bruising starts and then they can't breathe and crazy shit
Neck
happens.
sore, yeah.
Which is fair though, because I mean, at that point, maybe someone could drive you. Because if you get
Yeah.
driven in the ambulance, I mean,
It's
you're
a couple grand for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. You're a private company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's even.
Yeah, we just
more-
bill
yeah.
insurance, so it's yeah.
Yeah. it's
That's
tough.
fun. Like, hey, yeah, that was a $5,000 ambulance ride. You're like,
Yeah.
what? Shit, I might as well have just paid for the person's car at that point.
Like you
Yeah,
coulda
people
killed
rack
me.
up medical debt insane, like especially like the elderly because they like fall so much.
Right.
So they take an ambulance out to the hospital. They get medically
Mm.
cleared, nothing's wrong with them, and then they take an ambulance home because they can't walk or drive.
That's like 10 bands off the rip.
Yeah, and
Oh. The
hospital
every
costs.
time they fall, bro. Yeah.
That's fucking
That is
crazy.
brutal. Really makes you think those chairs you used to see the advertisements for, like going down the steps, like those are like important.
Bro.
As a kid, I thought them hoes were fire as fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm
like
kinda
even
cool.
Did y'all
without
ever see
the
fucking
disability.
Gremlins?
Yeah.
Where they fucking launch her out the window. bro?
You know, I was an EMT for a day.
Wait for a day.
Nah, it was for like a couple minutes. It was for like
my
a
God.
good 15 to 20 minutes. You were there.
What happened?
We were about to record a podcast, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Like,
you were not an
I'm
EMT
exaggerating.
for a day.
Well,
you
no,
were
let's
like
hear-
a first responder
let's
at
hear him
best.
out.
I was kind of a first responder.
You more.
I was literally the immediate responder.
You're a first responder at best.
So we're about to record a podcast, right? I'm like, hold on, let me take out the trash first before we start the podcast. So I go to take out the trash and then take the trash. I'm on the way back, and there's one of my neighbors who lives across the way or whatever. Walks up to me. I'm like, oh shit, something's about to happen,
Oh,
right?
shit.
And then she's like, you live over here? Like points in the area. And I was like, I mean, yeah, kind of like over there.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Like, I'm like, I don't know. Is she about to complain? Like, I don't know. You don't know what the situation is. I was like, I mean, kind of. She's like, do you live like in this like specific one? I was like, I mean, kind of. Like I'm like over there. You're still not being direct.
Oh
though.
my god. Yeah.
No, yeah, like doing one of those. Yeah, like the little finger. Like,
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Not being direct. She's like, I live over here. She's like, I really need your help. My husband's like, basically, she's like, my husband needs help. Could you help me out? And then she's like explaining her whole life story and like how her husband has health problems and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's basically telling me like, the house is a mess. I'm sorry. So I was like, I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you need me
But they have
for?
the EMTs there already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but this dude's like bedridden.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dicks out, like naked, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you deal with that a lot.
Yeah.
Like naked old people.
Yeah.
That's basically. I was like, I'm not trained for this.
He said I didn't get my clinicals.
No, but
That's it, bro.
Like,
You
to
got it.
give the briefing, though, basically she briefs me beforehand to say that like his dick's gonna be out, but he has like he's very self-conscious because he has a condition where his balls retreat basically, so he has like no balls, all dick.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. So she's like briefing me. I'm like,
That's fucking tough, bro.
The
Why-
epitome,
I'm
the
like-
epitome of no balls.
I'm like, why? It feels weird to get briefed on this right
Yeah.
now. Like she's giving me a whole story. I get in, the EMTs are just like standing there. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? Like, this is like, why am I here? There's two of them. I'm like, that should be enough, right?
Yeah.
So like, but like the thing is like, he's very like they even like warn me. Like she warns me. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like I'm very vocal. Like he yells a lot.
Yeah.
So like every time they move, he's like yelling. He's
Yeah.
like, ah, like
Yeah.
like yelling,
Yeah.
dude. Like because he's in a lot of pain. So I'm like, oh my god.
I'm
damn.
trying not to laugh, but the way that your sounds in my ear is just hilarious.
No, but then it's really like. Also, she's like, like we're elderly. Like, can you wear a mask and gloves? But she
Yeah.
prepped, like she had all of it ready. She gave me the mask and the gloves.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is what is-
Damn. Okay.
right.
Bro, the whole time I'm just sitting here like, how long does it take to take out the trash? Jesus Christ.
He's waiting on me for the
That's
podcast.
so funny.
Damn, are you
stuff.
okay?
Bro disappeared into the parking lot.
Yeah, like, where did he go? Like when I came back, he was like, "Where the fuck?" I was like, "I got a story for you."
Wait, so how'd y'all get him moved over into the
So
stretcher?
like, no, we're trying to move him, and like he is kind of heavy.
Yeah.
The three of us, but we're trying to do our best, like maneuver him around to where like it's not like
Did y'all have the stretcher lined up next to the bed?
yes, like right next to the bed,
Yeah.
and like we put sheets underneath him to
Yeah.
move him. So like we're all like holding a piece of the sheet.
Yeah.
And that it's not funny, but like while we're trying to like get him over, he like kind of clips the like edge of the bed.
Yeah, bro. Sometimes we be fucking
Like,
him up.
clips the edge of the bed
Moving
right
him.
there, and he just starts screaming, bro. And they're like trying to maneuver him on the fucking on the
Oh,
stretcher.
man.
They're trying to maneuver him on the stretcher, and he's just like fucking screaming, bro. It's not funny, but it,
No, bro. It's
I wa-
funny,
not
dude.
funny
the
at
thing is,
all.
I'm not getting paid
Except
for
it's
any of this shit, bro. They're
Yeah.
getting paid for it. This is just like a good Samaritan ass
so
deed that
funny.
I'm doing, bro.
Bro, that was here?
Yeah, it was my neighbor. Like I still see her from time to time. Like say hi when I see her. Like
She's like, there's those nice boys.
Oh my god, dude.
yeah, it's rough, dude.
Yeah, those are the rough calls. that
yeah,
fucking sucks.
yeah. And they finally got him. Like they were trying to maneuver him, and you
That's
could
so
tell.
funny they
You could
brought
tell the
in a
EMTs were
random.
not having a good time. Like just some of those times where they're just like,
Bro.
let's just get
I
through
love
this.
that the EMTs were like, no, sir, you're not trained. We're going to take care of this.
Oh,
they
no,
were
bro.
like, get in here.
Yeah, dude. If they're a fatty and like we need help moving them, like we're gonna get more people.
Oh yeah, there was no like they didn't need. They weren't like no. They're like all right.
Bring
Let's,
it- bring
yeah,
'em.
let's
Yeah.
get there. Like let's get this figured out.
Yeah.
Any more hands?
There, go over there.
I was just sitting there like, what if I guess on the bright side, if like my
How
hand slipped,
liable would you have been if
none.
anything
I think that's
happened,
what's
you know?
probably better. So if like my hand slipped and he
Yeah,
fell, then they're like,
if it was a true emergency, no, you wouldn't be. You wouldn't
Yeah.
be held liable because they have a good Samaritan law. that protects
Oh
you.
hell yeah!
Fuck yeah!
We're in the building.
That was a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that apply to like when people get sued for like doing the Heimlich maneuver and breaking somebody's ribs?
It should protect them. That's what it's for. It's
Right.
like if you wanted to like do CPR on somebody, but you're worried about hurting them or injuring them, it's supposed to protect you against like their
fuck yeah.
injury.
I did not know that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it applies to that situation, but it
Mm.
should protect them.
Mm.
Yeah, it was tough though. He they had to get like pillows for him and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really
That's how it is, bro. And then we fucking take them out of their house and take them to the fucking hospital to go get looked at for whatever their issue is.
I was just thinking though, because what if that ambulance? Like, do you think like there's some people who are just like, some people who are EMTs? I think some people are probably very like caring and like are empathetic. And if like those EMTs like hitting the bumps, because the dude was like yelling at me.
It's tough, bro.
No, that dude was like kind of like
tough.
he wasn't mean, but he was like, "Fuck, fucking stop, stop!" He's like, "Stop!" Like he's yelling at them. He's like,
Oh
my
"Quit,
God.
stop!" But you know,
Was he altered? Was he confused?
No, he knew. He was just like, he already warned everyone that it was gonna be like that. But he's like, "Ow, what the fuck?" Like he's just pissed off,
Holy
hurting in
shit.
pain, dude. So I'm like, I'm just
I love
imagining.
that he was like,
What a
"This
real
is
one."
gonna get bad."
Yeah.
Like, dude, he was like cussing at everyone, just like, "I told you to fucking stop!" Like, just painful, dude. Like, I mean, his testicles were swollen and inverted, and like his hip was
Inverted.
dude,
Hip
his
was
hip.
That's what it was. I
His
thought you
hip
said-
was swollen. No, his hip was like swollen and fucked up. Like he had a
Yeah.
really bad hip, and it was swollen. And
Mm.
also, he was on a ventilator. This dude was. It was a tough
Oh
one.
yeah,
Is that
that
okay?
guy's fucked.
Yeah.
That guy's fucked, dude.
Yeah, that guy's.
No, it was a tough one. It was a tough one. But I'm thinking like. It was kind of sad too because he had to spend days in the hospital, so she was alone when she was
Yeah.
used to having him there and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I know it was tough on her for a little bit. I talked to her.
Yeah,
about
it's
it,
real
but,
tough, bro.
But my God, but then this can fucked up. But imagine like, is there ever?
I
do you
keep
think
saying that and I keep laughing. Sometimes I'm starting
Do
to
you
feel fucked up.
do you ever think there's like an ambulance? Like first drive the ambulance, like it's a bump, like oh, and like ah. Like,
Yes, dude.
Dude, I
yes,
was
we know.
I was
We're
thinking
fucking-
about that because like there's so many speed bumps in our apartment complex.
Bro, I fucking hate speed bumps. Yes, dude, they're fucking terrible.
Like-
I've learned to drive like so soft and smooth to like try to stop them from hurting as much as possible.
Right.
I even know like what roads and to like avoid going into Houston now. And,
Oh,
like what
okay.
like the optimal route is into
Mm.
into all of the hospitals.
So as that happened, like you're hitting a bump and you just hear them screaming
Yeah.
and oh damn. That's
Bro, one
fucking
time I was
rough.
driving code 3. It's like when you're going like fast as fuck with the lights and sirens.
Mm.
And I was taking this feeder road that I'd never driven it before, and there was these fucking railroad tracks.
Holy shit.
You took
Dude,
flight.
I took full.
No way.
Yeah, bro, I fucking straight Dukes of Hazard that shit. Like, it was so bad. They like for sure everyone got airtime in the back, like 100%. And they fucking slay him down.
My bad.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. I was like, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Moving around, dude.
And they were critical because we were driving fast, so it was like that was a stressful one, dude.
That was a stressful one. Is there ever like an instance where like y'all are like putting someone on the gurney and then like y'all look away for a second and it just starts rolling away?
No, bro.
It's a movie
It's
shit.
good.
I feel like.
They start talking like a detective. Fucking. I mean, you're mostly like hospital to hospital though, so that's,
Yeah.
you're not as much of like the person who's on the scene of the crime.
like,
Like,
No,
transit
yeah. I'm
type
not
of
really
thing.
there. I'm kind of am now just because of my Friendswood clinicals
Oh.
that I'm doing.
do you think you'll ever like promote yourself to, not like promote yourself, but like eventually? Like,
I promote myself to the regional manager.
do you think you'll ever move on to like doing more serious calls, or do you think you're like I'm good where I'm at. I'm good with helping the
I mean,
elderly and
I'm comfy where I am just because the private side of the ambulance stuff does pay a lot more than like working on the city.
Okay.
So it's
So you have a good spot.
yeah, I got a good spot. The company I work for really likes me.
Okay, dude.
It's like one of those it's like the plant work. You know, you could work for like a big company, or you could work for one of those small. Where, you know, you're
Yeah,
like
I
you're not
kinda
doing as
like-
much work. You're
I
just-
kind of got in early with these guys, so they all really like me, and yeah, they pay me well, and they give me free school. So
That's sick.
yeah,
Yeah, so you can go back and just get your cert. They're like, hey, if you want to
Yeah.
move up, we got you.
yeah. So I'm moving up through them right now, getting my next cert, so I'll be able to start IVs and intubate in the field, and then after that, I'm gonna go for get my paramedic So
Is that what the next step is?
Yeah, after that.
So what's the difference between, I mean, a paramedic? I guess it's just like what you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
So like, what is your skill set now in terms of what you're able to do?
Not much.
like
the basics are
paramedic.
really just there to like help out the paramedics as much as possible. Like there are calls we can run because there's a lot of like just bullshit that comes in, like not really important that needs a paramedic, so they let the basics take it. So we can like evaluate you. We have all the same evaluation that a paramedic has. So like we can try our best to diagnose you and help out, get you to the hospital. That's really it. We can give you oxygen and just like monitor your vitals and kind of know how to treat certain things. So like bleeding, like we can make a splint for your arms, just like typical like basic medical kind of stuff.
What's the most like intricate thing that you've had to personally?
I did start my first IV.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was sick. I got to start my first line. This lady, she fell and busted her shit. She like fucked her shoulder up and dislocated it really bad. There was like visible deformity. It was like
separated,
super low. Yeah, so she was like screaming her ass off, sweaty as fuck in her garage for 30 minutes before we got there. And so we got her into the ambulance, cooled her off, and then we had to get a line on her so we could start pain management. So we were gonna give her like we gave her like morphine. I think we also gave her some fentanyl and
oh yeah,
acetaminophen actually.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we give fentanyl in
dude,
the field.
Isn't it like at like a certain dose it's very like beneficial to certain things, but
it's
the
a good
dosage
pain
control
reliever,
that makes
yeah,
it
for sure.
It's the dosage control that makes it dangerous, right?
It's also a what it does is it paralyzes you. It stops your muscles from responding.
Wait, what does?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
Yeah, it paralyzes you, so it'll actually stop your respiratory rate, and you'll stop breathing.
Oh,
and
shit.
that's what Narcan does. Is it actually reverses that, so it won't really cancel out your high and make you feel any more sober, but it'll bring your breathing back. Is like the only thing we really care about.
I don't know if we should be letting people know that all they need is a Narcan to be able to
they,
enjoy their
they sell it over the counter now.
I was gonna ask this. So yeah, like good question. Also, yeah, for the, so like basically,
but it's just a life-saving thing. You can't overdose on Narcan or anything.
No.
can't.
My point is that like
like to get out of it, bro.
Yes, that's my point. Is I don't think we should be advertising that. All you need is
if
some
you're at that
Narcan
point
to have as much fentanyl as you want.
Honestly, I would rather you know that knowledge and like being able to save someone.
So in the
that is fair.
Yeah. So in the like Raven community, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like should be knowledge for anybody, but like drugs in general. People use drugs.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is a big thing. Also, like that things have been laced with drugs.
Yeah, you gotta
People
be
have
careful.
died. Yeah, very careful. But even just like overdoses and stuff like that. How does Narcan work, and like what is the proper situation you would say to like probably use something like that, and like is it like you can use it in most situations? Or,
Yeah.
Like, when do you know
It's
when
a safe bet if you ever find someone unresponsive. It's gonna be most protocols from all the EMS companies to push Narcan just to see if there's some kind of response, just in case that patient overdosed.
Specifically for respiratory problems, or
Specifically for respiratory problems,
Okay.
yeah. The ideal situation is you're going to have a patient who, they're on the ground, they're either not, they don't look like they're breathing, or they're like very shallowly breathing, or it looks like they look like they're struggling to breathe is what it's going to appear as.
they're kind of pale.
Yeah, they'll be pale. Their pulse is going to be through the roof. They're going to be hypertensive, so they're going to be like 180s, 190s. It's going to be fast as fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Because the heart's going to try to be compensating from you not breathing.
So do you think like cardiac arrest like also usually pretty common in situations like that too?
Yeah, if you don't have any like pre-existing heart conditions, you're going to suffocate before you have a heart attack. But
holy shit.
Yeah.
That is
Damn.
not a good way
I did not
envisioning that.
Is that like how how the overdose works? Is like your body can't like it basically seizes up and your heart is trying to pump enough blood.
Yeah.
And you're not getting enough oxygen. Is essentially what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was
your
the
body
case.
has really good coping mechanisms to
For
fix
survival.
to survive, and that's what vitals monitor. That's why they look at your blood pressure and your pulse rate. And your pulse oximeter, which is like just how well your blood is carrying oxygen. So we just track those vitals, and that can kind of paint a picture of what's going on with you, especially if we can look at you and see that you're cool, pale, clammy, diaphoretic, or whatever. And then we look at your vitals, and your blood pressure's down, you're shooting, your heart rate's up. It's obvious that you're in shock of some kind. So we need to go to the hospital and get you looked at.
Okay. All right.
So basics are able to kind of do all this problem solving, and then we can do some basic interventions. Like we can help you, like we could put oxygen on somebody who's struggling to breathe. But I totally forgot we were talking about Narcan. we went to a whole different place. But
fuck yeah, dude. Well, that's very informative. I feel like for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's good. That's something that I thought people should know too, because I feel like I see that a lot. But even then, I was still not quite sure when to use Narcan. But it's good to know that
it's safe to use anytime.
I've heard that it's just better to have it on you at all times, just in case
dude.
if something were to happen in a situation, you could still be able to.
Yeah, if you ever find someone unresponsive on the ground and they have a pulse, they're probably gonna try Narcan. You can double check their pupils, and if they're real dilated, like they're real.
Okay, so I've always wondered: does dilated mean smaller or bigger?
Dilated means bigger. Sorry, I meant to say pinpoint.
Okay.
If the pupils are real pinpoint, then that's mean that their central nervous system is responding correctly.
Oh shit.
The light, which is indicative of a fucking fentanyl overdose.
Oh really? Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, hell yeah, but like that's good.
Hell yeah,
so
dude.
For anyone out there who's wondering,
That's what they're shining the light in your eye for.
Oh.
To try to get to respond.
Yeah, they're testing they're testing your brain response. So
Got you.
you'll see pupils will be different sizes in a brain injury, and
that's pretty cool.
What about for like a blind person? Does that affect the responsiveness of their pupil?
Can't say.
That's interesting. I haven't thought about that before.
Good question.
Might just be fucked. I don't know.
Damn, that's
some people, man.
Because I mean,
unlucky.
Because you can't see, does that mean that you have no responses in your eye, or does your eye still respond? It just doesn't have a transmit to your brain, maybe.
Don't worry, I'll Jamie this shit on my own.
That makes sense.
We don't have a Jamie, but I'll do it. Okay, what is it? Does being blind
affect your eye response?
Pupil response.
Pupil response. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So, like you said, you were trying to get out of the service industry, and you had been interested in the medical field. But like, when you were making that switch, what was kind of going through your head? Because it is like getting out of the service industry is hard in itself, just because of the lifestyle that it kind of has. You know what I mean? Like, there's a saying that a lot of people used to have. It's like, we drink when we have a bad night. We drink when we have a good night.
Yeah.
We drink every night.
Yeah, it's been tough. Just kind of, I wouldn't say I lost any friends, but you just naturally grow apart. Like, I definitely don't see Daniel, Shelby, or any of the OG homies anymore from Whiskey Cake, and I don't ever really go out anymore. So you kind of trade off your lifestyle, but I mostly just hang out with friends.
I like the way you say that, because I think that is really what it is. It's like you're not losing anything. It is just like a series of trade-offs.
It's just what happens.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't see these people every day, and like you may have been pretty good friends, or like you're like good work buddies, but that's not.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, like,
it becomes more apparent.
There is that like common thing, I think, whenever you're friends with someone at work and then one of you two leaves that job, and then it's never really the same. You know what I mean? Like, even when you hang out outside of work, it's not like it was when you're at the fucking
exactly. I felt that
drink station.
I felt that a lot when I was hanging out with y'all.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's interesting, but it, like you said, it's different. And there's nothing really bad about different. It's just accepting the difference.
Yeah, but no, that serving lifestyle was a lot of fun.
It is. It's a great time.
It's a good time, man.
The thing is, most of us don't even. Well, I mean, out of the friend group we had whenever we were there, I mean, everyone's left. To be honest, like almost everyone's gone now. So it's only a few of us. We don't really go out anymore, to be honest. But like, during that time period, we were going out a lot. It was, hey, good night. We all made money. Let's go spend some money.
Let's go spend all of it at Barley.
You had a shitty night. You're like, I need a drink. This sucked. I mean, and there's a deal for like every day of the week somewhere.
We know them all.
Yeah, you have to when you're in that industry.
So, and then half the time in the industry, someone's like, Oh, you're in the industry, you get a discount.
Yeah.
That is like
your-
a big benefit of the industry is like knowing all the spots where to have fun at type shit and knowing the people at those spots.
Yeah.
Then they hook you up. Like, oh, you're in the industry too, and then when you're not in the industry, they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, not really. But I'm sure being but being an EMT, I'm sure if you were like, yeah, I'm a first responder, there's
Oh,
got to be
no.
a bar out there.
No, bro, we don't ever do that, dude. That's
fucking
so cringe.
A medical only fucking bar, like
Dude,
where it's
you'll
just
see,
doctors,
like-
nurses, and EMTs.
You'll see like medical tryhards. Like, I don't know how to like compare them to the serving industry, but they're like they're like the dorks, and then they became medics, and they just go so hard on the tactical aspect of it, and it's just so overkill for what they do.
It's kind of like the military, like our one of our friends
it's
said,
like
in the military.
it's like thank me for my service kind of guys, you know?
They're like, all right, chill out. Like you're wearing the uniform, and then like everyone
Yeah.
else
I
is
could
like,
really save your life if it came down to
Yes,
it.
dude. Like, chill
You
out,
should
bro.
respect me a little bit, actually. You know the work that I put in to save this city.
Dude.
I'm a first
Are you
responder.
fucking Batman?
Yeah.
They get the bill. Are you serious? They're like, what?
No discount.
I'm a first responder. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
No discount?
Yeah, no discount.
Crazy.
That's funny.
That's going on Yelp.
Fucking- they don't want. They
Yeah.
don't care about.
So if you ever
person.
see people who have like the bumper stickers of like the Star of Life, it's like the medical symbol.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. That's the
That's-
Star of Life. That's what that's called.
Kinda. That's how I'm describing it. It's called something specific. I don't remember what it's called.
Hold on, I
Okay,
wanna
bet.
see if that pulls
The
up.
Star of Life.
The
That sounds good.
It does.
Could
Let's see
be
if
it.
that pulls
It's
up.
kind of what it is.
Star of
There's the
Saving
Star of
Life.
Hope, and there's the Star of David.
I was trying to describe it to y'all.
Yeah, it's the Star of Life.
No shit.
People used to identify emergency medical. Yeah. Okay. I know it's yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just
He's
Star of
in
Life.
there.
I'm fucking
There's
locked
the
in,
name
bro.
for it. But that's the one name for
It's
it.
like the pillar
Sounded
with the
good.
X behind it, and then it has the snake going wrapped around
Yeah.
the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star of Life.
So anyway, so if you see that
There you
on
go.
someone's car, just know that it's someone like that.
On the lookout every time. You're like, yeah, I know what
Yeah.
type of person
Yeah,
you
you're
are.
You're an
fucking
asshole,
dork.
but thank you for saving lives, I guess.
Yeah, hey, you want a
Yeah.
discount? Like,
Yeah.
Real though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting out of the service industry, you took the mini course. We were talking about this just to get clarified.
Daniel sucks. That's
Yeah.
all we need to clarify.
That's what it is. So you took a mini mester,
Yeah.
which is 4 months.
Yeah. So the typical course is like a full semester to get your basic certification. I did mine through San Jack, and we had a mixture of like in-person classes and Zoom classes.
Right after COVID, right?
Yeah, this was like, I say right after COVID. I think this was like after they gave you the second doses of the vaccine or whatever.
Oh,
it was like
2020.
Yeah,
yeah.
late 2021, and so we had like a mixture of like in person and then Zoom, so that was whatever. But the semester was shortened, and I was like, yeah, I'll just take the mini mester, like get this fucking over with, so I
Right.
can get out of this serving job
Not
faster.
knowing what you were getting yourself into.
Bro, that shit was hard as fuck. There was like.
Because those mini masters, they sound convenient. You're like, I
Yes,
mean,
dude.
I don't want to go to school for 6 months, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
2
These
projects
Yeah.
a week
sound
though, and
sick.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, what did I do this for?
Yeah.
And then like the people that are like, I'll take 3 mini masters at once.
Oh
and
my
get all my
God.
hours type shit. It's like, wait, what
You're
the
a
fuck am I
sociopath.
doing?
Yeah,
I have to quit my job.
absolutely. Dude, yeah, I did that shit through working full time at Whiskey Cake.
Fuck, dude.
Was there multiple classes, or is it like just like clinic? Like it's one class. Like, how
It
does
was
that work?
class. I think like Tuesday. I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday.
So it was only one class though.
Damn, Saturday classes.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
dude.
It was one class, and then it was like there was technically another class that was like projects, whatever. We had to like turn in a project every month, like write a paper on this topic or whatever.
Okay, that's not. I
And
guess
then there was like lecture and like tests and quizzes and
Homework.
homework
boo-boo.
and skills, and the skills are pretty
Skills.
stressful.
Is this a what's going on here?
and homework and questions
Yeah.
and skill. Like what?
Yeah. Just the basic stuff.
Like a lot. Okay, so what did y'all usually cover?
We went over everything. We went over every single system in the human body, from just generally from like cardiac to bones and muscles and connective tissue and all the types of like injuries and like medical emergencies that you would see with like a related illness or whatever.
Would you say that you would have learned as much without the clinicals? Like, was the lectures and homework and stuff like that, the information of it all, was that enough, or was the clinicals in hindsight probably necessary for you to apply that education?
No, yeah, clinical is 100% necessary because like it's all good to learn about everything, but you get in the field and you see blood for the first time and you feel faint or dizzy or whatever. So
I don't want you saving my life.
yeah, you can sit down.
You did really good on the homework. You got A's on the homework.
A's to class. A's to
I don't know
class.
anything about what I'm doing, but I can tell you I wrote some good papers.
Yeah, we practice skills extensively. Like we would do like full 8-hour days of skills.
So you had tests over that too? Like
Yeah.
they would see how well, like
Yeah,
they give you
so-
scenarios and they would see how well.
What they would do, right, is break us down into groups, like I don't know, 5 groups of 5 or whatever, how many of us there were that day. And they would choose a skill. So like they'd say, all right, we're gonna do the CPR skill today. And then they would give each group these 5 forms, and everyone in the group has to perform 5 times, and everyone else in the group has to grade them. And so you have this system where like one person's the patient, one person's the medic, one person's the server grading them. And then you would cycle through that for everyone. So it would take like the whole fucking day.
The whole 8 hours.
Yeah, and so you're practicing, and then by the end of it, they have a form in front of you, or in front of them, sorry, and then you have to perform the skill, and they're going to look at this form and make sure you hit every single.
Which is interesting because this is also like a form of public speaking. It's also like you're learning other skills while you're learning these skills because you're having to speak in front of the class. You're having to like kind of perform this role. You're having to like do these things that are uncomfortable.
There's a social aspect of it for sure where it's like, all right, I have to come over here and put my hands on you.
Right, which is preparing you to deal with strangers. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to walk into a completely like different situation every single time based on everyone's environment, state of mind.
Sometimes the environments are the worst part about the job.
Right.
I went into a fucking hoarder's home like 2 nights ago.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
last
about
night,
that.
yeah.
That is
Last
crazy.
night.
It was last night?
Yeah, it was last night. My last shift.
How is that?
Dude, it was
And we get, like-
disgusting. This dude had a back injury, and he pulled out a PICC line. So, like, if you have frequent medical conditions, they might consider putting a permanent vein in, like a permanent access line. It's called a PICC line. Well, he ripped his out somehow. So we went to the hospital. We were taking him back home. But he also fractured his fucking lower lumbar, and he lived on the 2nd floor in this fucking apartment. So we had to help.
I guess the elevator was broken.
No elevator.
Nice. Yeah,
So we had to figure out how we're gonna get this dude up these stairs, and he says he can make it. So we're like, okay. So we just fucking, I just fucking give him like I just like hug him, and I put his arm around my shoulder.
You're spotting him.
Yeah, and then we just go up the stairs, and he kills it. But I fucking opened the door to go into his apartment, and it was literally just like filth.
Oh,
just like
shit.
Straight
Just,
like
shit
straight
everywhere?
hoarder. Yeah, straight out of a hoarder episode. Just like Amazon boxes everywhere, fucking old pizzas. Like this guy clearly had been living out of his apartment for like some time, and the AC didn't work. It was hot as fuck in there.
That
you know,
smell
and
had
the
to be
smell
brutal.
You know
Dude,
those
it
pizzas
hit
were
me.
dumb moldy.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible, dude.
God, that is tough because that's what I'm saying is it's like I feel like there's no way to prepare for that. You know what I mean? There's no amount of information or lecture or Zoom class or anything
you gotta,
like that.
You
that
gotta
can
like
prepare
decide
you
on
for
the
that.
spot. Like, am I gonna be able to fucking do this right now?
Right. Like,
Can
am I
walk
quitting my
in-
job right now?
Can I walk in here and fucking do this? And you like feel the fucking fleet jumping on you and shit.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
I remember you saying too, like, from what it sounds like, the class did prepare you for that. You know, 3 out of 30 passing is like, hey, this isn't for
They fell
everybody.
off.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure fell off.
Yeah. Yeah, I had mentioned that we started with 30, like something like around that, like full class. And it was funny, this one dude, everybody,
Did you see people drop as they went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a decent chunk of us that at the end that I guess didn't pass. So it kind of like really sucked for them because they did the whole thing and then failed out right at the end. It was common for people to take it a couple times. Yeah, there was a lot of people in my class who it was their second time taking the class.
I mean, that's kind of commendable to you for passing it for your first time then at that point.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking tough. I don't fuck with school at all. Like,
I mean, that's the main part about it. It's like as hard as it is, at least you don't have to do it twice.
yeah,
You know what
I'm
I
just
mean?
grateful I got through it.
Right.
And Yeah, no, I made myself study a lot for that class because I was like, I'm not fucking failing this class, dude.
You were saying there was some dude. I don't. It was.
Oh yeah.
No, he was going. He was about to say a story.
There's a dude.
Okay.
On the
Tell a
first day of
story.
class,
You
everyone.
said there was some dude.
So San Jack's program's pretty strict. Like, you can't have piercings, you can't show tattoos. Like, you have to
shit.
have you have to wear certain clothes. You have to have
Clean
boots,
or-
clean shaven. You have to have your name tag always present. Like, there was strict rules at fucking San Jack. They got their shit together. And
That's one way to put it.
So the first day of class, everybody's in uniform. We're all wearing what we're supposed to, and then in walks this one dude in just plain old casual clothes, like hoodie, fucking skinny jeans, and Nikes on, and just
sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Walks in fucking 20 minutes late too. So everybody's just listening to this lady talk to us, and then we look over and see this guy come into the room, and he's just plain clothes Jane.
And all of y'all are just looking at the professor like, are you or should we?
Yeah, he didn't come back. He was there only the first day.
Yeah, he looked around. He's like,
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
not
I
gonna
gotta
make it.
restart.
yeah, bad first day.
He's like, I'm gonna go
That
next.
secondhand embarrassment. Well, no, firsthand embarrassment at that
Bro,
point.
it was
But
it was
it's just
tangible in
where
the
just
room,
30 people are looking at you like,
yeah.
yeah, I fucked up.
See, I'd be the type of person I'd walk in and I would look at myself and and I'd turn around and I'd be like, I'll restart tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm restarting tomorrow. I missed the first
Yeah.
day. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll regroup. I'll get the notes from somebody from that first day.
Yeah, it
oh,
was-
is this
it was tough.
not biology 101? My
Right.
bad, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
I think a wrong class.
Wrong class. And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah. It was tough, man. It was a tough class. I really liked my teacher though. I think
That's
I
good.
think that's why I was able to pass.
I think it's very important for college. It's I've never been super a super big proponent of college. I
Yeah.
think a lot of college is mainly a business. But there are things that you can actually learn in college, and then I am a very big proponent of the social aspect of college and getting to really
Yeah.
get out in the world and meet a lot of people. But that being said, fuck, I forgot my initial point. Whenever it comes to going to college, I don't typically like to promote it unless it's for something medical.
Yeah, that's
or-
kind of how I feel too.
Or something maybe law specific
Yeah,
or something like
some
that.
kind of maybe engineering,
Engineering,
a specific.
but whenever you're
degree
talking
field.
about business or fucking creative arts or
Yeah.
anything like that, I feel like you are realistically just paying for college for the social aspect.
Yeah.
Which, newsflash, you could go to any campus
Yeah.
and just show up.
Yeah.
Probably sit in the back of a few classes, hang
bullshit,
out with
dude.
people,
Yeah.
meet some of the frats, meet a
Dude,
you know what I mean?
honestly, even serving, I feel
Yeah.
was way better of a social atmosphere.
You could
than-
fucking get a serving job on campus somewhere.
Yeah.
And just meet tons of college people all the time, not have to pay
Yeah.
for college.
Even just
get
buy a
lot
college
of
town, dude.
Yeah. Get a lot of connections and shit like that. So I'm not a huge proponent of it, but whenever people do go to college, I am very excited to hear about their aspects of what they gained from the difference of society in their
Yeah.
view from high school to college, because I think in high school it's everyone's in this hometown era of I know literally everyone around here. Everybody that I see, I know
Yeah.
at a certain level. Maybe I don't know your name, but I've seen you 100 times in the last 100 days.
Yeah.
Type shit. So I think whenever you kind of elevate to this, I know nobody here. I have to kind of step out of this person that I thought I was and be the person I want to be
Yeah.
in front of complete strangers on a daily basis. And I think that switch is kind of difficult for a lot of people. A lot of people kind of go into a shell or
Yeah.
maybe don't experience college for what it
Yeah.
could have been. You know what I mean?
I feel like I was able to get through college with my shell on. I really didn't feel like I lost it until I started working at Whiskey Cake.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think Whiskey Cake was kind of a turning point for you in a
Yeah,
way?
definitely. I started making pretty good money,
Yeah.
reliably.
Mm.
I had good company, good friends, good atmosphere, so I was happy, excited to go to work. So I was working a lot,
That's dope.
and then I was able to save up money. And then COVID happened, and we got shut down.
Yeah.
And that fucking sucked.
Well, the shutdown in Texas didn't last that long, right?
3 months.
Was it 3 months?
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, it didn't feel like that.
2 to 3. But yeah, no, I'd say Whiskey Cake was good. But How would you say the social aspect of being an EMT is with your coworkers, like
Oh, it's
camaraderie?
close, dude. We all have dark humor, bro.
I imagine at that point, you know,
You kind of have to.
You kind of
to a
have
I had
degree.
this
Yeah.
call last night. You want to hear some shit?
Yeah, if you're willing to say it, we're willing to hear it. Absolutely.
So we got a call for this patient who, she was out of the Memorial Hermann Convenient Care in Link City.
Wait, she was there. You were picking her up.
Yeah, we were picking her up from this convenient care, and I guess she was falling a lot or something, and was just having generalized weakness. She has a history of dementia,
Oh,
so she's kind of like
forgetful.
confused,
Yeah.
altered. Like this was one where you could talk to her, and she would answer your questions with like sarcasm. She was like snappy and like funny. She was a smartass, just smart ass old lady.
Nice.
And she was with it enough, but I'm sure if I asked her like the year or something, she would tell me it's like 1937. Just
Nice.
like
Yeah,
super
she-
normal, just confused.
Like she doesn't have all the pieces there, but
Yeah.
like you can
Yeah.
talk to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she thinks she can still walk, so she keeps falling, is what it is, but she can't.
Okay, nice.
So she's in the she's in this ER, and they want her to go to another hospital to get evaluated, whatever. So we're like, okay, yeah, whatever. So we just plain Jane, easy call. We pick her up, put her on the stretcher. We get her loaded into the ambulance. We start going down the road. My partner's talking to her. It's fine. She's hanging out. And then we get to the next hospital, and it's kind of quiet back there. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe the patient fell asleep. That happens all the time. So we pull in, and then I go to open the door, and she's like, fucking, she's asleep, I think, with her just like mouth just like gaping open, like that, just like snoring in the back of the ambulance. And I kind of look at my partner, and I give her a look, and I'm like, what the hell, is she good? And then she walks over, and she starts like shaking her. She's like, hey. And she's like, not really. She's not really responding. She's like kind of shaking her, you know. We do something where you like kind of shake them a little bit, and then you take your knuckles and you rub on their sternum right here. Yeah, it's called a sternal rub. It's like a painful response. Yeah, so you put a little bit of pressure, and it's just a way we check to see if you respond to pain. Because some people, you're either going to be alert, normal like us. You're going to respond to verbal, so you're going to be just like zombie until someone talks to you, and then you'll say something back. Or you'll respond to pain, which is where you won't respond to me unless I hurt you, and then you'll move or talk or something. So there's different levels of consciousness. And
Interesting.
what the fuck was I talking about? So this lady,
your partner,
Yeah.
not paying attention.
Yeah, dude. So all the lights are off in the back, so I'm like, maybe she's sleeping.
Right.
And so she's trying to wake her up, and she does like the sternal rub, and she kind of like responds a little bit, and we're like, okay, well, you know, that's fine. But her blood pressure had dropped from like 111/80 to 70/40, which is really hypotensive. That's like your brain. You need blood pressure in your body to perfuse your cells. If there's no pressure, it won't happen. So in your brain, if the pressure is low, like too low, you'll start like losing oxygen.
Okay.
She's
You're
got
not
low
perfusing.
oxygen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So so she's real hypotensive. Like she's barely perfused. That like the minimum. That's like the smallest amount you go.
Okay.
Probably why she fell. Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
wanna
gonna
call it sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened to her en route. Like literally like 3 minutes from the hospital. So we dropped the stretcher down, and we're trying to wake her up more. See if we can just get her to talk to us, and she's not like responding or anything. Bug fucking lands on her face right here, and it starts like crawling up. And I was like, oh, if she doesn't respond to a bug crawling on her face, like she's done.
She's out.
Yeah, she's out. The fucking bug goes into her mouth. No. Her mouth is fully open, like creepy open, like, and the bug fucking goes in and then runs out real quick, and my partner like fucking goes to like smack it away really quick. And we don't say anything.
No.
Bro. So we take her in and we get her checked out. They ended up calling a rapid response on her in the hospital right as we got there. So
Damn.
we transferred care. They took over and got out of there.
Hopefully she was good.
Yeah, bro. That was.
I mean,
That's crazy.
I don't know what happened.
The bug went in there and was like, fuck that.
Yeah, dude.
And got out of there.
Yeah, but before we left, she was like talking to us and normal, so it was so weird to see that rapid decline.
I mean, that stuff like that, I'm sure. I mean, think about it. You take your husband you bring in your husband for reflux, and then you have
get
a
rushed to the
fucking-
hospital.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
that
mean,
was
anything's at that point, it's
that
like,
was a
we're
crazy
good.
one.
And then you're like, oh, we're not. We're
Right.
not anymore, I guess.
You're good. Your wife is not.
So
Yeah.
So we kind of got to it, but I wanted to wrap back around a little bit. So what, like, I'm jumping from where you're at to a paramedic. What, like, the paramedic is basically, because from what it sounds like, you're already like helping get them on the stretcher.
Yeah, no, I'm
you're,
there.
Like,
I work.
you're
with,
checking like vitals and
I
stuff.
work with paramedics. Yeah.
So what is the paramedic like? Is that like if someone's like you
What's
could
the
use the
distinction?
defibrillators and like what's
yeah,
the
no. Basics can do CPR and use an AED. A civilian, like anybody, can use an AED. They're easy. Yeah,
and then,
we don't.
alright.
They don't do them like that anymore. They're automated. They're just two stickers.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's just two stickers. You
Aw,
put one. You
shit.
put one sticker here, and then you put one on their side.
This is too inside baseball. I need it to be.
Yeah, it's even automated. You just press a button, and it tells you.
Damn.
The
that's
the
good
thing comes to
technology,
you,
baby.
With how some of the medical systems are today, would you say that even like 10 to 15 years ago, we were using some like barbaric
Oh
equipment?
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see the develop how small things are now.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does the paramedic do?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm still on
Okay.
that. I want to know.
So-
They
So
medic
there's-
on a pair of glide. I don't know.
So there's 3 levels, right? There's EMT B, which is your basic. There's EMT like I or A. It's intermediate or advanced. It's like interchangeable, and they can do a little bit more than a basic can. And I'll tell
Wait,
which
did you
each one
say
does.
UTMB like
No, like-
University of Texas Medical Branch? What? I don't know. Just now.
I might have said it earlier talking about no
You said
EMT.
paramedic, EMT, you said medical.
EMT something.
medical
I thought I
branch.
heard
You said I and E.
ETM.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of letters. Sorry.
you're good.
And that's what you're trying to be to get your cert.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
that-
I'm doing
the
I'm
I
doing
and E.
that right now. Yeah,
Or
I'm getting my
INA.
advanced.
Okay.
And then the next level is paramedic, so that's the top one, and they can do the most. So what the difference is, right, is basics can do like oxygen. We can give like a couple medications, like just nothing crazy, like aspirin and epinephrine and simple stuff.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just whatever. And then the next step, intermediates, they can start IVs and they can intubate.
Mm.
So if your airway's obstructed and you need like a way to like maintain being able to get oxygen, that's what intubation's for. So we just like put a tube down your throat
Mm.
and it holds your airway open.
I know what that is because of house.
Yeah.
Nice.
We gotta intubate.
Yeah.
He's not breathing.
What's that doctor show everyone always talks about with fucking
House.
The
No.
Good Doctor?
The Good Doctor. I Am a
Yeah,
Surgeon.
Everyone always about that, but that's pretty cool though. I mean, if
And
you're a
then-
paramedic, will you end up getting like more calls? Like you'll go into like
The
more intense stuff,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess, than what you're doing now.
Yeah, yeah. So paramedics, they get the most amount of school and clinical hours. They learn about the most like complex systems. Their test is the hardest.
Of
So
course.
that's why.
Damn.
It's
3 of
kinda
30,
like
barely passing the basics.
bro.
Yeah, damn, that's
There's
intense.
a need for paramedics.
So it's kind of like a clearance level.
Yeah, it's like a
the
knowledge-
The higher
knowledge
you
and
go
skills
in the
check.
knowledge tree and skills check,
Yeah.
the more, like I guess, useful
Responsibility.
you are.
Yeah.
But you're also
to
getting hands-on
the
stuff, though.
Response.
So like it's
Interesting.
gonna be a little bit easier.
Paramedics, they can do everything all the other ones can do, and they can push more medications, so they have access to like pain management and stuff.
Okay.
So they're really the ones that can give you like fentanyl or whatever, or morphine,
Right.
or Zofran, or they could try to help.
And when you say give you, it's like administer in the field. It's not
Yeah.
like they're prescribed.
no, yeah, we're pushing it. We're pushing it through an IV.
Right,
Pretty
right,
intense when
right.
you think about it, because you know when you're in the doctor's office, you have like a nurse come in, it's a relax. But like some of those situations, like we need to do this now
Yeah.
to keep this
Yeah,
person going.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we
like
give
sometimes the
fluids.
hospital's like that, but like you're like the first. Literally, I get now. Okay, like it's first responder,
Yeah.
but like it's like you're the one that's like, I gotta take care of
Yeah.
this before it
And
even
you
gets
and
to the
you, and
hospital.
you gotta know
So-
how to treat it and what to do if you're there.
on the
Otherwise,
spot. Yeah.
otherwise you can get charged with like negligence.
Right.
So
Yeah, any little thing,
yeah,
any little
Yeah.
thing that might go wrong, you're definitely.
yeah, you
Do
can
you
get
have
charged.
to like
Yeah.
log like?
Yeah.
Is your note taking like very
Yeah.
like specific?
there's a
and,
whole
like,
part of, like,
precise.
report
Because
writing.
it's for insurance, right?
Yeah.
Like things like the insurance won't pay you guys if your notes aren't very like to a T, very specific, right?
Yeah. Or I mean,
just
even like
I just started learning about that shit because I just started working
we
in a
have to use
dentist office.
certain verbiage. Sure, if we don't use certain words, they're not gonna pay.
I just started working in a dentist office, and one of our RDAs, she was just joking with me. She was like, "Josh, you want to do my notes while I clean up?" I was like, "I mean, I got you. I'm kind of done with all my shit." She's like, "Josh, you can't do my notes. You don't know how to do that shit." I was like, "I mean, it's just putting fucking notes in. How hard could it be?" She's like, "No. If you don't put one punctuation in the right place, we won't get paid." Like, that sounds pretty hard. I will not be doing that.
I yield.
Actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So my mom actually used to do transcription for like doctors. Basically, if you do like any errors, it docks your pay.
It can also, depending on the error, cause a lawsuit.
That's yeah. I mean, she doesn't. That's not on her. That's more.
It wouldn't be on her. It would be on against the doctor's license.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's
like,
we operate under a medical director.
I mean, it's changed now. Like they have like a more technical system now. But like when she used to do it back in the day, like you type, it's like how fast you can do it and how accurate you can do it.
That shit's crazy.
And you get doxxed if it's not completely accurate, and you get doxxed if it's too slow.
Imagine that job, but with a typewriter, no computer.
That is
no mistake.
Because that had to be a thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like somebody had to log some shit.
Beat.
Yeah.
Somebody had to. You're right. The punishment wasn't a dock and pay.
Yeah, it wasn't a dock
and pay.
Yeah. The whole
That's a kneecap. You still got one.
Get back to work.
Damn, Jesus, probably though. Especially during the war and shit. If you're
Yeah,
doing typewriting, it's like, we're gonna have to discipline. You're like, no, please,
No, General, please.
I swear, I get it right. We already.
You're gonna have to put some sand in that wound, private.
But so it was just like. So you basically just get the certification, and then you're basically good to start as like a basic.
Yeah. So once you pass the class, then you're allowed to take the national registry, which is like the government's test for you. So if you pass that, then you go on the national registry, and you're allowed. Then you're allowed to apply for your state license.
This might be a stupid. Okay, so you
wait,
just
you have your
answered my
states?
question actually before I asked.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you only licensed in Texas?
I'm licensed through the national registry and through Texas.
Okay,
Some
so
some
through
states,
Texas,
some states have different regulations. Like some, like the national registry is okay, and some like just the state.
Damn, so you went through a multiple like step process pretty much.
Yeah.
So you passed your class, like that's good.
Yeah.
You passed this other test.
Then I had to take it. Then I had to take the national registry, which is an adaptive test.
Is that a general step for people on the path that you're on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody. Everyone will do that.
It's just like something that you decided to do, or if it was just like something you had.
No,
to do,
everyone
you know
has
what I
to
mean?
do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was thinking is that like, whenever your license, does your license in Texas specifically, does it the National Treasury precede the Texas license, or do they kind of work in tandem? I guess.
Also registry.
They work in they work in tandem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing? Just depending.
Yeah.
Okay. My fault.
I honestly don't know the specifics of why there's two, because it's the same thing, and like you just apply for it. You don't have to test or anything.
Oh, okay.
For the state.
Is the test any harder than?
So you
one?
it's basically
Just
like,
the national
oh,
registry.
you passed that. All right.
Yeah.
But you have to still.
Yeah.
You still have to have the license.
Yeah. And then we have to have permits in the cities. Houston.
So
What do you mean?
Are you
have to have a
only-
I
permit?
have to have a Houston permit to be
So
able
are
to
you
drive
only
an ambulance.
able to drive in certain areas?
Technically, yeah.
Damn.
Like, what does that mean? Like
They can
it's
only
like
service.
almost like a license, like a temporary license
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah. That we have to renew every like year or two, and they
Um,
just check to see. They just check your record, I guess. I don't know.
Like, oh yeah, you're good.
Is it your driving record?
I have no idea.
Oh fuck
I
yeah!
just-
have no idea.
You were just-
I'll just keep passing that shit.
Yeah, I don't know,
That's pretty cool though, because then I mean,
Yeah.
I think the way I look at like jobs in life, like when I was younger, I looked at jobs. You know, you come out of college and you get a job, you're making good money. Now I'm like, okay, you have to do this step, and even if once you pass this test, you got to get all that basic training still out of the way. Like you're at the bottom of the barrel. You're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
And you still got to work your way.
Oh yeah. We say like first you got to learn how to pass the class, and then you got to learn how to pass the test, and then you got to learn how to pass the national registry, and then you got to learn how to do the job.
Right?
Doing the job has nothing to do with any of that
Yeah.
other shit.
So you're gonna learn all these skills and procedures, and then you're gonna get there, and you're not gonna do any of them.
You're like, well, fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
You're like, I'm learning a whole new system now. And like I did all that stuff, but now I'm learning a whole new thing.
Yeah. And then you learn how to actually do it and apply it.
That's kind of.
I will say that like something I've learned like in the job that I've started now is that like not necessarily learn but noticed, more so noticed than learn, is that I used to think like a lot of the things that we learned in math class were like useless. It's like I get it. I understand like basic algebras, but like why do I need to understand the trigonometry of this shape and things like
fucking
that?
calculus and shit.
Right. But now in working the job that I work, I'm a front desk at a dentist office, so I'm doing like not just scheduling and fielding calls and shit, but I handle a lot of billing and shit like that. So I'm dealing with numbers like damn near all day. But it wasn't until I started working this job that I really realized how much math I've had to use daily basis type shit. Like there are a lot of skills that I'm appreciative I have that I don't give recognition to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think like it is kind of like whenever you're in the service industry living off of a like day-to-day salary more than a
party.
week to week or even month to month or whatever like people kind of live on now, in the service industry it's a lot different. You know what I mean? You don't have really realistically like a lot of math you got to work out. The only math you got to work out is like, damn, I don't got rent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need another shift.
That's why it's such a chaotic.
You know what I mean?
It's literally like that instant gratification almost at times. It really is like fucking not good for a standard schedule.
Right.
If you want an organized or like life that's like on a certain schedule, that is not the job. You could get on a good schedule, but even then you still don't feel, because
the people that have a good productive schedule in the service industry are few and far between and marvelous.
Yeah.
At usually like they're the people that you love to work with because you're like
their career,
wow,
their
like,
career.
Right. Very career, but also like the people that are like not gonna press you because they know they're getting their shit done and they don't really give a fuck about everything else. You know what I mean? It's like I don't care.
Yeah.
Somebody else will handle that.
Yep.
Because it's like you could go in at a time and be cut early and get out at a certain time, or you could be there 30 minutes past the closing time of the restaurant, if not an hour. Or, you know, you could get your shift covered that day. Like, it's just too inconsistent of a thing.
That happens at EMS too.
Really?
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering like how y'all like what is the comparison to trying to get your shift covered for a 24-hour shift?
It's honestly pretty easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there an influx of employees so you could just have a lot of people to go to, or just everybody trying to work?
People trying to work.
Okay.
A lot of people trying to get overtime. And
People got families and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm drawing a blank now.
So
Fuck yeah, dude.
I just totally lost my train of thought.
Getting shifts picked up, like usually like people just want to work and they're like, hey,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
hit people up and they're like, yeah, sure.
Basically. I just, I have like coworkers who I know will say yeah. And, it's like you just do favors for each other.
Is
it was just
more
like how
so
it was
like
at
you guys deal in like swaps mostly type shit?
Yeah,
like,
swaps. Like if you want to swap or if
you kind of have
I
like
could just owe you one or something.
whenever you kind of get to know these people on this level, you're spending more, not just multiple hours, fucking days with them type shit. And you kind of get to know their schedules, like their off schedules. Like, how bad do you feel whenever you gotta like call in or some shit like that?
Oh, it's miserable.
You know what I mean? Because
I don't call in.
Because it's like you gotta put yourself through it to not call in, or you gotta put somebody else through because you called in.
It's even worse at my company because we're pretty small. We only have like 3 or 4 trucks.
Oh shit!
So
how many trucks do y'all run per day?
Like
all three or four? All 3 or 4?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, 3 or 4 ideally.
So you're using almost everybody that works. Like almost everyone's there.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah. There's a high turnover rate for sure. So we have like people who have been with the company for a while, and then
the rooks.
The rooks who just kind of go through the meat grinder.
See if they gonna make it.
They fuck up our ambulances and get fired or something.
Yeah, it's funny to know that exists in every field at least. You know, like the people that come in, you're like, you look at them, you're like,
shut the fuck up, dude. I tell you, or leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, are you looking at me like, they're like, everyone that's been there's like, they're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what industry it is. Everyone who's been there is like,
they're not.
Yeah, that's well, you'll be there for a couple months, but you'll be gone before we know it.
No reason to disrespect you, but I won't be seeing you for very long.
Good luck.
Kinda. I'm sure it is tough though, but you can tell by how someone holds themselves. Usually.
Yeah, you can tell, and just if they're normal or not, really, if they're cool, just like immediately.
I don't know if y'all have seen it, but there's an account on YouTube. It's like I've seen him only on the YouTube Shorts, where it's like this welder who will go around to all his like new employees and say like, "What do you think you're worth an hour?" type shit.
Damn.
And like he'll like in the video he'll show like what they've been working on type shit, and I'm not a welder, so I don't know what looks good or bad, but it's hilarious because they're like, I don't know, maybe like 25 an hour. He's like, I'd maybe pay you $2.50, $2.50. That is, you know what I mean? Like, but there's some other people that are like, do a good. I don't know what a good job is, but they do a good job, and they're like, I don't know, maybe like 15 an hour. He said, you keep it up, buddy. I'll give you 1,500 an hour with that shit right there. That shit right there, I could sell for $3,000. I could give you half if you can give me that every time. And it's just like that's kind of one of my favorite accounts because it's like that's a whole market that I don't even really know about.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of funny to see like people either undervalue or overvalue themselves based off of what they were able to provide in that service. You know what I mean?
Exactly how it is. And then you got to go through the meat grinder regardless. So
Yeah, you gotta be the new guy.
Yeah, you have to
Being
be.
the new guy at fire stations is fucking ass.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
They haze the fuck out of you.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a bunch of dudes that are around each other all the time. It's like we already know each other.
Yeah, firemen.
What the fuck are you, dude?
Firemen are chads as fuck.
It's probably like a situation where it's like we're trying every day to get you to quit, and the only way you'll impress us is by not
quit.
Exactly. Especially firemen, they're like, dude, we run into burning buildings.
Yeah.
You think we're gonna want anyone on this squad?
We risk our lives that our families depend on to save stupid people that don't know how to get out of a burning building.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, not all of them are stupid. I get that there are situations. I'm making a joke.
But yeah, no, regardless, it is, they're like, oh yeah, you think you're gonna make it here? And then they're like, you're not, and you're like, fuck you. And then finally after a couple months, like, all right, I guess he's all right.
All right, he told you fuck you too? Yeah, he told me fuck you last month. All right, he might be onto something.
He'll make it. He's gonna be all right.
It's like they bring you to the point of like, I'll really beat your ass right here. Like, I'm tired of your shit, motherfucker. Like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. You're in.
Did it get like that to a point where you're like, I'm tired of here? Like, they would just be on your ass like every day. Were they on your ass?
Kind of, man. They were just weird about what students could do. Because like when you're there, you're a student, clinical. You're just on.
When you say
clinical
what
shifts.
students could do, you mean like
I couldn't.
you can't use the
Like I
fridge.
couldn't sleep. I couldn't like go in certain places. Like I had to be doing something.
Like you're watching people sleep.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah, I can't.
bruh.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
They're like watching you.
They,
like,
they
oh,
want you to like always be doing like schoolwork or something or studying in your downtime, and it's just like.
Okay, yeah, I respect it. They're like, yeah, you think you're just gonna get a free ride, kid? You better fucking be doing your work, young one.
That's that scene in
Holy shit, that's fucking hilarious.
That's that scene at the end of the Rick and Morty episode with the snakes. Whenever they had to like, when Rick was like, "Fuck, I gotta dedicate a little bit more time to this," and at the end of the episode, he was like, "Yeah, motherfucker," because they were going to the Christmas like celebration. He's like, "No, motherfucker, you gotta go do this study because you had to dedicate that extra time. We had to do that shit. We're gonna go enjoy these fucking gingerbread cookies. You gotta do some reading."
That is true. Fuck. Oh man, that is pretty sick though. So it's literally you get the cert.
I gotta learn snake math.
Would you recommend it the field to anyone who's thinking about going into it? Hey, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any interest in the medical field, this definitely gives you an insight to like what it is. Because I've literally put people on a cath lab table in a hospital to have their heart cath because they're having a massive heart attack. Like I've been there and put them on the table. And then
in the room with like surgeons and shit like that.
And then I backed off, and then they were like asking me questions about the patient.
Oh no, dude! I just drive him.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I don't know, his fucking heart's not looking good, man.
If you're asking me, it
looking
looks
real-
kind of rough.
I thought you were the professional.
He's looking real pale. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, man. You'll get to interact with a lot of people. You'll see how the medical field really works, what it really looks like. All the psych patients and the people stuck in the system, all the old people, how dementia works. You'll learn about fucking disease processes and like just you'll get a good grasp of like just about everything in the medical field.
It's like the same situation of like sitting on the food line trying to learn the menu.
Yeah.
You just see all these dishes come out.
Yeah,
you're
except you're also
that's
like
the chicken parm right
fixing
there.
them.
You're also
like
cooking,
fixing
partially
them.
cooking them. You're also cooking them. It's more like
You're
being
dressing the plate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, it might be a little bit more.
But yeah, it's real hands on. You're really
What's your
in
favorite part of the job? What's like something that like you really love about it? What's something that like
Honestly, it's really fun when you get those like fun old ladies who are just old as fuck and just happy to be alive still, and they're just like cheerful, you know, just like good old grannies, like so sweet,
like grateful that
Yeah.
you're there.
but
They're
their
so
like health is
sweet.
not good?
Yeah, but they're like, you know,
I'm like, well, you got called, so I don't know if this is a great situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whenever you're asking about the best part of the job, it's probably not the calls. You know, like the calls are probably one of the worst parts of the job because of obviously it's the only time you're working. But
that is
also,
a beautiful thing though. Like it's like you get a call and these ladies are still like
nice and
jubilant,
sweet.
just
Yeah,
living life.
the sweet old ladies make it worth it. The kids, fun interacting with the kids.
I like that.
And the coworkers, I guess, and like the community.
Yeah.
It's got a good
camaraderie.
camaraderie.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years on this path?
5 years.
Classic question.
I'd like to be.
Fuck you.
I'd like to be a flight medic.
Really?
5 years, yeah.
What brings that on?
What
is there? Wait, hold on.
Heard.
What is
All right.
a flight medic, and what brought like that career path into your like atmosphere?
I think it's exciting doing emergency medicine, and flight medics are the life flight medics. They're the ones on the helicopters who come out and get you.
Intense. Those are intense calls though, because
Yeah.
that's like you need to be there.
Yeah.
Stat. Like fuck a car. Like we're
Yeah,
getting
we're
there
gonna fly. We're gonna
ASAP.
fly you there.
But I'm sure
That's
there's
intense.
is there also like bullshit life flight calls?
There is.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's got to be
There
some
is.
that are
Yeah,
like, we
there-
got to get a medic out here,
Yeah.
but that's just somebody that has zero medical professional. They're like, we got to call them now. They're going to die in 3 minutes, 3 minutes flat.
There's also like,
30 minutes later, the helicopter shows up. It's like, what the fuck? What happened?
To be fair, my only experience was when I was a kid. The only life flight I ever saw was some.
Relay for Life? No?
I don't recall that. We'll
Oh.
get to that in a second.
Sorry.
Mine was was when I lived in Dickinson, like right by the high school. It was like you know how all the streets are numbers or whatever. It was like a couple blocks down. Some kid got hit by a truck,
Damn.
Oh.
That's deadly.
full of blood. Like by the time I got there, it was just a puddle of blood on the ground. So kid made it though,
That's good.
but
That
he was a
you
drunk
can-
You can
driver.
lose a lot of blood.
Without, like, trying to make
He was a
joke,
little kid. He was riding his bike.
Without even trying to make a joke, hearing that story actually makes a lot of things make sense. Because you were one of the only people that I know that was on the Reddit subreddit of Watch People Die.
You were on
Now,
that?
Or watch people die.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing a lot.
That's my shit.
I know a lot. Were you on that?
No, fuck no. I watch people die in real life.
That's way worse. That Reddit was. I mean, it was like something I feel like I knew.
But that makes sense though.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like
pretty
maybe
popular.
you have like
crazy.
But at the
a
time, it was popular.
post-traumatic stress thing here.
I don't think that.
So there might be a correlation.
It wasn't. It was just like something like. I mean, when you got, because there would be like, there was websites called like E-Bombs World, and there was like Funny Junk,
Well,
and those were like just
fair.
popular videos that would be on like the trending page.
Yeah.
You'd be like, holy shit. So then you'd go on just like Argor or like Watch People. Those were literally, like, at the time, those were the
would
top
go
Reddits.
on Argor.
No, those were
Lively,
people
too.
who went on Reddit. Those were like the top Reddits of the time.
I'm not saying they weren't, but I'm saying there's plenty of people that were also on Reddit
Nah.
that didn't click on those.
Yeah, there's some other subreddits on there.
I still
There
got on
was
like
a few
there's a lot
other
of big
ones.
I still got on like R cringe and shit. You know what I mean? I still watch like R memes. Like I was on the funny shit too, but like there
I'm
was a
not
whole
saying you weren't. Saying
Anyways,
that you
Relay
were.
for Life.
No, the only life flight I've ever actually no, that's not true. I've seen actually a couple life flights. The first one that I ever experienced was at like a Boy Scout camp. We were just like at the flag ceremony type shit, and we just saw like a fucking helicopter come in. Never really even found out what happened with that one. I don't know like if like what the situation was, but the Relay for Life one was actually kind of funny because not funny in like a hilarious way, but funny in the way that it was a bullshit call. That's why I asked that, because I experienced one. It was like definitely a situation where someone could have been rushed to the hospital, but they were like, no, we got to get someone to this event now. And I didn't get it then, and I still don't really get it now, because those things got to be more expensive than a fucking ambulance.
They're so expensive.
Like there's no
they're
way
ridiculous.
that shit's not out,
And that whole kid's
out of
like
this world.
financial like
It was not a kid. It was a parent of some sort.
Oh, well,
but it
that's
was not an
worse.
elderly person. It was probably someone in there, like a middle-aged person. And I'm not saying they didn't have medical problems. What I'm saying is it was very much a situation that did not to be rushed out by helicopter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that is a very big
bro. The
step.
amount of times I literally got called out for toe pain. Like,
dude, that see, that's what I'm saying. Is it's
What?
like,
yeah,
I got gout.
toe pain. We had one that was like unsteady. Like they were just
I'd be stubbing my toe
they were
and shit.
just unsteady gait.
What's the percentage of calls you get that you don't take somebody in the van?
Well, 100. Well,
Like we're always
about to
taking
say
yeah, 100%. Yeah, we always take someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my company is
you've
never
never
private.
So
Sometimes
you've never shown up to something that you like dictated is like, this doesn't require you to leave.
Yeah, we're taking
it's
it, buddy.
not our choice.
Oh, okay. So if you're called, you're taking them.
If they want to go, yeah.
Oh, because so they have the decision to
Yeah.
say, I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to go.
yeah.
You said that earlier.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
That's funny though. Like someone's toe pain, they call it like that was a $5,000 toe
Yeah,
pain
bro.
dollar.
They'll say no,
toe
I
pain.
don't want to go. They just they literally like I've been called out to the house, gone in, like assessed the patient, be like, okay, you want to go to the hospital? No. And then they sign AMA, they leave. AMA is against medical advice. So for like,
So do they still
advice-
pay you?
So that means that you tried
yeah,
to
I explained the consequences
what
of
you
what.
could,
Yeah.
Do they get? Do they have to pay you for that?
Me?
Is this
the do they have to, does
Oh, I
their
don't
insurance
know.
get billed for you coming out and not taking them? That's above your head.
Yeah.
That I don't handle billing, I
Yeah.
just get paid.
Honestly, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's not bad. From now on, going on in the future, if I'm ever like feeling like I have a medical problem, instead of going to the doctor and getting billed there, I know it's probably $5,000 to get taken. It's probably way cheaper.
Like, what do you think this is, brother?
I'm gonna call in the medics
Yeah.
and then come get them to check me out. I'm like, that's only $200. Shit, the hospital's gonna charge me $5,000.
I don't think it's $200, bro. I'm good, man.
I'm good. Well, also, I think that's a good place to wrap it. Talked about a lot of good stuff. It was really good having you,
Yeah, I
Cal.
had fun,
Honestly,
man.
a
It
lot
was
of
a
good
good time.
conversations. If anyone's looking to be an EMT, it is a 4 to 6 month course, not minute. I was gonna say minute.
No, yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah, it's
Four
brutal.
was hard as fuck. You got
4 to 6 month course.
the Widowmaker for sure.
You get a cert, which is short for certification. If anyone didn't know, and
Bro, we don't give a fuck.
then you use. Then you what? You have to get the national registry.
Yeah, so you pass the class, right? And then that lets you take the national registry.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're certified. And then you
Yeah.
can apply for the state license.
Awesome. Anyone who's looking for a job or looking for something more steady or just trying to get their life together, I think that it's not built for everybody. So really think about your
Yeah,
choices.
it's a tough lifestyle. But it's really rewarding and it's fun and it's a good paycheck.
There you
I
go.
think that it's very obviously, like, when you say rewarding, I think that's kind of like minimizing what it is, because it might be, I guess, like maybe easy to overlook as being the person in your position, but I think it is also like more than just rewarding to be able to give back in the way that you do. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone has not just the ability, but even like the access to give back to the community. And you are doing it at a like real and also local level. Well, whether you're private or for the
Yeah.
city or not, regardless, like, you are the person that shows up when someone needs help. And that in itself is very commendable. So I would like to, at the very least, give you the commendability that you deserve.
You want to thank me for my service?
I'll thank you for your fucking service. Mostly because you don't want to be thanked. That's the best part about it. Is that like, and but there's just a job that's trying to get people to fold on their mortgages so that they can reinvest in something else. You know what I mean? Like just a job kind of. That's kind of why I'm saying this. Just a job kind of diminishes what you do, because what you do is more than just a job.
I appreciate it.
Not a lot of people show up to work and deal with the things that you have to deal with.
Yeah, well,
and that is the main
Daniel
point.
did, dude.
That wasn't work. Exactly. I didn't get paid for that.
That's the shit we be dealing with.
Good Samaritan.
We gotta move this guy, and he's fucking big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He has no balls, but he's got a huge dick.
That's not true.
Put that in my report, bro.
That's not true. That's not true.
He said no balls, but come on.
Well, thank you for coming on, Callum. Thank
I
you for everyone
appreciate
who
it.
watched this episode. It is fucking awesome. We'll catch you next week, next month, next year. All the until next time.
Thank you all for watching. This has been Fine and Dandy.
Catch you soon.